We're now streaming worldwide on RadioOnFire.com and the Radio on Fire app.
Welcome back. Your man Diamond K in here, Diamond K in the morning on the all-new RadioOnFire.com. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. So, Lester Holt spitting a whole lot of Republican talking points in his interview with Kamala Harris. Vice President Harris heads to Mexico today after spending yesterday in Guatemala. She announced several initiatives and told potential migrants not to come to the U.S. She also sat down with NBC's Lester Holt for an interview, and he was talking. I mean, I thought she was on Fox News the way he was talking. It's supposed to be a different type of an interview. So she said that we have to deal with what's happening at the border, but there's not going to be a quick fix. And if you look at what Republicans, conservatives are saying online, I mean, they want it both ways. When Trump was in office, you know, they're saying one thing, and now that he's out of office, they're saying something else about the same migrant situation. Lester Holt said, let me quickly put a button on this, and do you have any plans to visit the border? Holt asked VP Harris, and she said at some point, you know, we're going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. And she said that he basically said, you haven't been to the border. Okay. Right. I mean, it's just like she's been to the border before, obviously. We know what's happening at the border. But she wants, you know, Lester Holt and conservatives want her to go to the border. What, for a photo op? We know what's happening at the border. And like a responsible adult, she wants to get to the root cause of the problem. What is causing the migrants? We know that there's immigration at the border. We know that there are people trying to come through. Why are they coming through? Why do they want to come here? That's what we need to get to. And there's a problem in their country or in their region. So what the vice president is talking about is trying to get to the root cause of this immigration. So Holt says that she hasn't been to the border, and she says that I haven't been to Europe. And I mean, I don't understand the point that you're making. She said many times she's not trying to discount the importance of the border. And I don't think that anybody's trying to discount the importance of the border. But for some reason, Republicans want, you know, to go down there and make, what is a photo? It's supposed to be a photo opportunity? Is that what this is about? First things first, let's figure out the root cause. So they want her to go down there so Republicans can come up with a whole bunch of I gotcha questions and statements. Not sure why Lester Holt decided to run with the GOP talking points, but here we are. Conservatives, Republicans, Trump supporters. I don't know. Is that all the same thing? Having a field day with this. It's definitely accurate what she's saying. Now, you know, a lot of Republicans, people on the other side are saying, you got to go to the border, see what's going on. She's been to the border before. She knows what's going on. All these people talking about she needs to go to the border. They ain't never been to the border, but all of a sudden she needs to go to the border. So she can say, oh, yep, just what I thought. She already knows what's going on at the border. We know that there is an influx of migrants trying to come over the border and coming over the border. So as a responsible political leader, she wants to try to figure out what's good, what's going on, why are they doing this? When people on the right are still stuck on, ooh, look what's happening. Let's figure out why is this happening? Why is this happening? Many people on the right talking about the fact that she has what I call a disarming laugh. A lot of times people do that, even in a serious situation. It's a way to try to bring down the temperature a little bit, to try to disarm the person that they're talking to and laugh things off. Not like I think it's a joke laugh, but a kind of disarming laugh. So she does that. She does that from time to time. And some people do it when they're stuck on a question or they're thinking about something. She does that. But she doesn't think that the subject that they're speaking of is necessarily a joke. It's a different kind of laugh. And people know. People know the difference. What's happening at the border is merely a symptom of the root cause of what's happening south of it. So people on the right say, oh, you need to go to the border. So you go to the border, shine a light, take a picture, put on their little windbreaker and walk up and down. That's what they wanted to do? Really? That's what people on the right always do. Talk smack and not really get anything done. You made Diamond K in the morning on the all new radioonfire.com. Here on the program, we deliver the biggest political and trending news stories of the day with interviews and original reporting from across the country, emanating from our studios in Baltimore and Atlanta. Show is fun, show is upbeat, but I also want to expose what's really happening in this country. Radio on Fire, giving you the American story from Black voices. New episodes of the program drop daily 8 a.m., but I don't want you to miss any of our live broadcasts. In addition to our 8 a.m. program, we drop content throughout the day as news happens. So hit that notification bell so you get an alert whenever we go live. So this useless photo op that Lester Holt and people on the right are demanding, go to the border. I mean, it's just, it is kind of sickening, really. It's kind of sickening. When you think about the past administration, when you think about some of the rude, unprofessional, right-wing mouthpieces that the Trump administration put out in the forefront, and when you contrast that with the current administration, I mean, there's the callous indifference. I mean, it's like night and day. It is like night and day. People on the right want a dog and pony show, the Republicans, and Lester Holt just spitting out useless questions. Folks have to know that their perception of this right-wing messaging, I mean, it's just, they try to say that the border is just open. It's just not true. It's not true, right? It's not just open like Checkers or McDonald's. I mean, that's how they try to act. Like it's some kind of drive-through and they just driving through. It's not like that. It's not like that at all. So thank you, VP Harris, for not falling into these conservative right-wing traps. Thank you for conducting yourself, one, as a sensible adult, two, as a politician with a plan. Lester Holt had one note card for this interview, and the only thing on that note card said border. Do we need to take Lester Holt back to journalism 101? Is that class? I know it's from a long time ago. It is something else. I expected better from Lester Holt. For the most part, I mean, he's a decent journalist, but I guess everybody falls short of the glory. This is a manufactured issue Republicans have promoted. Using these GOP talking points instead of using your brain. The Republicans think if they say something over and over and over and over again, that makes it true. It does not make it true. It does not make it true. Your man Diamond K in here, radioonfire.com, the all new radioonfire.com. Our politics are so poisoned right now. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If she goes to the border, they're going to be, which I'm sure she will go. She's gone in the past, and I'm sure she's going to go in the future. But when she goes to the border, it's going to be a whole bunch of stuff. They're going to attack, undermine, not be helpful. She doesn't go to the border and tries to get to a solution. They attack, they undermine, and are not helpful. And are not helpful. Diamond K in the Morning is available on the WRF Radio app. Simply download WRF Radio in your app store. Leave me a comment. Now you can scroll your timeline, attend a Zoom meeting on mute, send an email, do some online shopping, whatever it is that you do, all while listening to Diamond K in the Morning. Of course, you can get the program anywhere you get podcasts: Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Radio on Fire, radioonfire.com. Get breaking news, adult conversations covering topics that are important to the black culture. Visit radioonfire.com for our original radio, podcast, and TV programs. You want to support Diamond K in the Morning? Very easy to do that. I'm able to deliver our news, our views on Diamond K in the Morning because of our listeners, sponsors, and of course your donations. Diamond K in the Morning is powered by the people, and we need your support. Visit radioonfire.com/donate to help continue to power this independent machine. Social media at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. I'll be anxious to hear folks talking about this. VP Harris said that she cares about what's happening at the border. She said that she's in Guatemala because her focus is dealing with the root causes of migration. There may be some who thinks that that's not important. She's talking about those people on the right who they just want to point their finger at the migrants, rather, but they don't want to solve it. They don't want to solve the issue. That's what she's talking about. That's what she's talking about. It's not important to some of them. But it is my firm belief that if we care about what's happening at the border, we better care about the root causes and address them. And that's what the VP said that she is doing. I gotta keep saying this over and over again. For these folks on the right, you don't have to go to the border to know how bad it is. Root cause. The root cause of things. Most people that think like this don't solve problems, because y'all just keep trying to put a band-aid on stuff. Don't get distracted by these right-wing talking points. Don't get distracted by this. See, what the people on the right want to happen, they want her to go to the border for an ineffectual, grandstanding photo opportunity like the Republicans do. They want her to do the same thing. She's not wrong about her approach. She's not wrong about this. If Lester Holt, if he was any more clueless, they may have to water him down. I'm glad that she was not falling victim to amplifying these idiotic Republican talking points. Very, very, very glad. Somehow, people have got to understand the difference between visiting the border, looking around, and then figuring out a real solution. Figuring out a real solution. So it is not an easy task. This is something that is happening outside of our country. Something that is outside of our control. But she's got to do her best to come up with something. And as they pointed out in the interview, President Biden, then Vice President Biden, was tasked with this same thing. And she's going to try to do it as well. Now, the times are different. Causes may be the same, more amplified when you talk about the pandemic and things of that nature. But the issue at the border is a complex one, but it is not something that people don't know about. They don't have to go down there like, oh my God, it really is. I mean, we've seen enough images. And as I said earlier, she has already been to the border in the past. There's photos of her at the border. Right-wingers pretending that if Harris would just visit the border, suddenly they would support her. No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't support her. They're very disingenuous with the suggestion. She just needs to go to the border. She just needs to go to the border. You know, just very disingenuous. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. I'm sure that right-wingers are going to have something to say about this.
Giving you more talk, more news, and more music. It's Radio on Fire.